Actually, I got a couple of friends of African persuasion, and I gotta get rid of them, man. I gotta admit to you. I'm finding I'm spending too much money on clothes, hanging out with them.
Hold on, let's just get into this. What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boyz podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus.
And it's your boy, Don Want to be back in the house once again.
All right, man.
Again.
Now, I can't lie, man. Life has been interesting. Ups, downs, peaks, and valleys. Now, it's been good, but I've had a lot of pressure on my shoulders. And today's today's recording session, I want to start with Bill Burr and get my, you know what I'm saying?
Get your mind right.
Because I know, like, I haven't seen this, but I just know I've seen some of his specials on Netflix. This dude is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he is like, I'm guessing.
He's a real one. He's
like one of the goats of this. Because the way he's so intricate about setting up.
You don't know that much about him?
I mean, from what I saw on Netflix, I'm familiar, but not at the level I think I should be. Like, I don't know his old stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm not going to sit here in front.
I saw one classic on Netflix. I was like, yo, this dude's a beast. And so I always kind of tune in here and there, but I'm just in my own world, bro.
No, I get that. I'm just, asking because I'm genuinely curious, and he is considered one of the GOATs, and he is a real one. Like, I saw him on a clip. I almost want to pull it up because I didn't know we were going to do this reaction where he's just going ham. He's just spazzing about everything that happened over the last 2 or 3 years. And he's just talking about look, what we have is these politicians that are corrupt. You have these certain, corporate entities. Yeah. And I mean, the way that he was saying it, I was like, damn, I like this. I mean, he's always kind of dark, but I was like, dude, I love to see him going in on it.
Yeah, it's crazy because I see clips like that, but again, I've really just seen the Netflix specials. I don't know if this was on Netflix. But anyways, I'm hyped to get into it, man. I'm just trying to laugh.
Let's do it.
This one's titled Black Friends, Clothes, and Harlem. So I'm like, yo, son, I can't. Oh, man, let's go. He's like,
that's my life story,
what did he start
apparently.
off with? African persuasion. I'm like, bro, this guy. Let's get it. You guys, don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. But if you're rocking with the vibe, subscribe to the dang channel, man. Be a part of this 100K movement and beyond, because we're going to get to that milli eventually, too. But 100K first.
That is right.
Yeah, man.
Milli.
Let's get it. 40.
40-year-old boys are back in town. 40. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boyz podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
All right, getting this logo down, bringing the video up. Don't forget, I just dropped a new music video, planned it. We have a bunch of original music videos, music, and freestyles off the top of the brain on the channel. Support the original content like you do some of these reactions. And let's get into it, man. So this is Bill Burr, Black Friends, Clothes, and Harlem. Let's get it. Let's bring it back. Bring it back.
Actually, I got a couple of friends of African persuasion, and I gotta get rid of them, man. I gotta admit to you. I'm finding I'm spending too much money on clothes, hanging out with them, because I gotta fucking try to keep up with their wardrobe. It's like every time they go out, they got all brand new shit on. All brand new shit. So when I show up with my white version of brand new, which is, I basically, I ironed the shit, right? I ironed it, right? It's new. They just start trashing me. I can't keep up with them, man. They got fucking 58 pairs of sneakers. Ever notice that shit? Every color fucking Timberland. And I don't give a shit what fucked up color their shirt is. They got a pair of shoes to match it and a hat.
Bro, that's like my Jordan collection.
That's what I'm saying. He's about to talk about my life.
Yo, I try to make sure, so I get Jordans to try to match different color schemes.
Yeah.
Then I buy outfits to match the Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, I don't stunt like I used to, but boy, in my day, because what happened was I ain't have money like that coming up. I never had Nikes or Jordans or none of that, right? So essentially, I was just one of those kids watching window shopping through high school, through junior high, through elementary. But then when I got a little bit of bread, I was like, ooh. Anyways, let's go. or were you gonna?
No, I mean, I just have such a weird relationship with clothing because, like, I'm going to be real with you to just tell the absolute facts, man. I was the same way. My mom, like, would have to put clothes on layaway.
Yeah.
There was just certain things that happened. I would get made fun of for wearing certain things because we just didn't have money. Yeah. She was a single mother for a while. Dad, wasn't sending nothing, right? So, I just always had that, feeling of being left out. And then there was a couple incidences in my life. And I had to think deep on this because, like, why am I so addicted to clothes when it doesn't even make sense? I will go, like, have no money, but then buy clothes. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? That's so ignorant. Like, what does Kanye say about, God, there's a line.
I always buy before I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just
I got a problem with spending before I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that resonated so deeply with me. But, I'm going to tell these stories. So there was this girl that I was like super into. And I remember being in gym class. And this is in like 6th grade or something. And she's just like, oh my God, Josh is so cute. He's always got the newest Nikes and Umbro shorts, like Umbro shorts were a thing at the time. And she was just jocking. And then I was just like, damn, man, that's whack because I never have nice things. And I remember him being like, oh, my grandma bought me all new clothes. And then like a year or two later, I like not even stole, my friend and I used to steal like clothes from his older brothers because they were kind of like, doing their thing, had some money coming in, dressed nicely. And this is like Z Cavaricis and shit. And we would take the clothes, borrow them, then wash them and like fold them and put them back so we wouldn't get caught. But I remember taking one of their outfits and this girl just like stopping once again that I was always just into and being like, damn, you look good. Da, 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 da. And it just like messed up my brain. Like I was always just like associated having nice clothes with like getting attention from women. And the truth was, it has always worked throughout my life. Yeah. And dudes would stop him. When I started balling a little bit, when we worked together at Future Call and we're making that good paycheck, people would always stop me. Where'd you get your clothes? Where'd you get your Timbs? Because I had, 50 different pairs of Timbs.
I have a great story, but we're only 48 seconds in, so I'm going to wait. Let's get it. Because I am very similar with that.
It's like a rule or something. They're the worst. Even when you wear some new shit, there's like some sort of rule that you gotta like space out the amount of time within which like that you wear it. Because God forbid you wear the same shirt within a 10-day period, one of them's gonna notice. All of a sudden just look at you funny like, this motherfucker's got the same shit he had on last Tuesday. And then the whole crowd's like, oh shit! Then everybody just starts making fun of your fucking clothes. First they do the math, like, what was that, 5 days ago? 5 days? This motherfucker got 5 shirts! He got 5 shirts! And they start breaking it down. Yo, his first shirt be saying Monday, next shirt be saying Tuesday. Yo, on the weekend, he ain't been wearing no shirt.
Yo.
I'll tell you, that's actually funny. You know what? That's actually how I judge black guys now. When I first came to the city, like, all black people scared me. No, I was like the typical white dude from like the suburbs, you know what I mean? Had no frame of reference, So my only frame of reference with black people was like, remember those early 90s gangster rap videos? Throw the fucking LA riots in there, man. It was fucking horrible PR. I'm watching the videos, look, he's got a nice car, he's got all the women, and he's still fucking mad. These black dudes are never happy. But after 10 years of...
Yo, that's our era, too. That's
is.
what I grew up seeing. Yo, the whole clothes thing, my moment of reckoning, it was one Christmas, okay? And my cousins, we had it with our cousins, and they got like a new Sega, a new Nintendo, and I got this whack green sweater with orange on the shoulders. I'll never forget it. And I just went downstairs and cried. Like, this is my Christmas. Like, everyone's lit. And ever since then, so I actually went on I started stealing clothes. I started doing a bunch of
I did that too.
But the funniest thing he said is, so my goal was to have a different wardrobe for every day of the month. So because I was tired of getting people clowning or like, you know what I'm saying? So my junior and senior year, that was my goal. But me and my boy, Kevin, we would like alternate outfits, like, you know what I'm saying? So we could, because we both had about like 2 weeks worth. Yeah. And then, because that would happen, fools would start roasting like, man, I seen him wear that. But if you come fly and if you go for a month straight, people just be like, yo, he has mad gear. You know, and then you're just like loked up, and the chicks are like, "Oh, there he is. There's
It's so
Rob."
silly. I mean, this is why it's so true. I mean, it's so true because everything that they were saying, that was what was going through my head. I would have to
At least
like
in the 90s.
Yeah, no, it still is. I got a problem with spending before I get it.
I'm
You
just
know what
saying
I
because
mean?
I'm not in school no more, and these kids look a little different.
Dude, my son is
on TikTok.
obsessed with friggin' Nikes.
Yeah, see, and so I just don't know because I'm not in there.
Obsessed.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I just have to say everything he's saying hits so real. And here's the other thing that was messed up too, man. Like, let's just be real. When we started rapping, we would have a show every Monday. So every Monday we had a show. Plus we would do stuff randomly on the weekends. So you're not trying to show up to your own show wearing the same stuff that you wear every week.
No,
it didn't make any sense.
Even now,
I'd spend more money on outfits than we would make.
Even now, I'd be like, damn, I got a concert. Like, I got to look different from
Yeah,
the
it's
last
entertainment.
concert. You know what I'm saying? Now, what he said was hilarious. Do you think he'd get canceled now for being like, that's bad PR? Like, you know, I thought all black people were like, I thought that's hilarious. I think it's real. I think it's hilarious. But in this moment, I'm like, yo, people are so sensitive. I don't even get it. Like, I'm just
They
like,
tried
this
to
is a
cancel
classic.
him for saying something about the I think it was like the Grammys or the Oscars. He said something because there was, I think, some black women on stage or something, and he was just kind of roasting them.
Yeah.
And they
Comics
tried to
roast.
cancel him
He's married to a sister.
because he was just being like, why? That's what he came back. He's like, you're going to sit there and call me racist. And then they tried to say that his wife was racist. That's that oppression mentality because you want a white man to dominate. Like,
Bro, I already know I'm light skinned, bro. I get it from, bro, I get burnt from both wicks. It's funny, man. Being light skinned is really interesting. So,
sorry. It's just so ridiculous.
yeah.
I don't know what that noise is. That's me deflating. My soul just
Yeah, I was
leaving
like-
my body when I
like-
think about, you know,
I was
how
like,
ridiculous people get.
I didn't know you had a, you know, man, I thought it was a queef. I was like, damn, what kind of lips do you
Other
got?
lips, bro. Other lips.
He's got a nice car, he's got all the women, and he's still fucking mad. These black dudes are never happy. But after 10 years of living in the city, this is how I narrow it down. Whether black dude scares me or not. Black dudes with dirty sneakers scare the fucking shit out of me. No,
He's
I
not.
figured out in my head, because I know from hanging out with them, that's the last shit that they're gonna let go, the immediate shit that they have on. So I think, you know, if his sneakers are fucked up, that means his life is fucked up. Every time he leaves his building, the whole neighborhood, oh, shit! Everyone starts making fun of him.
They're not lying.
He's on the train in a bad mood. I kind of have this howdy-doody, kind of mug-me kind of face. I'm not saying something's gonna happen. I'm just saying, I'm paying attention. So I've been seeing this girl recently, this black girl, right? She lives up in Harlem, you know, gone out like 3-4 times, you know. First time we hung out in like the Village area in New York, you know, which is sort of like a racially mixed area. So shit was cool, you know what I mean? Second time we hung out was more like Midtown, you know. Then the third time, she called me at like 3:30 in the morning, and she wanted me to come up to her apartment, right? So it's 3:30 in the morning, she lives in Harlem, I look how I look, so it's a fucking situation. Yeah, because you know the deal, right? Basically, a white dude feels comfortable up to about like 98th, 99th Street, you know what I'm saying? The second the streets start getting into like triple digits, like 100, 101st Street, start getting like a little asthma, like, ah, fuck, I'm starting to get a little high up here. You feel that little tightness in your chest? Can you feel that? 106th Street, you're like leaning on shit, like, dude, where'd all the cabs go? How come there's no taxis up here? Dude, what's a bodega? I don't know what that is. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo, look, you could see there's a couple of brothers in the front row, and they're just dying. It's tight because you got such a mixed crowd, too. Like,
Yeah.
dude, this is tight.
So I'm praying to God she's gonna tell me to take the subway, get off at like 105th Street, 103rd, you know, which is like the first stop in Harlem where I can still look over my shoulder and see like all the white people like disappearing over the horizon, you know? But she goes, no, man, you want to get on the Uptown 2-3 train, you want to get off at 125th Street. I'm like, God, fuck, 125th Street. Jesus Christ, that's like right in the middle of everything. I'm going to be surrounded on all four sides. I can't fucking do this.
Oh, snap.
So At this point, I'm really trying to hide like the bitchy tone that's starting to creep into my voice, you know? And I'm trying to ask for really specific directions for when I get up there, because I want to know exactly where I'm going. So she starts naming the streets I have to go down, and every other street up there is named after like a black leader, you know? She's like, make a left on Adam Clayton, take a right on Frederick Douglass. I'm like, ah, fuck Adam Clayton. Yo, dude, go on the internet, look up Adam Clayton. Did he kill a bunch of white people during the slave revolt? Dude, I ain't going up there till I know what Adam Clayton did. Fuck this shit.
Yo, what's crazy
He's
is
all Nat Turner Boulevard.
oh, bro, like what's crazy about this is this reminds you of when. So you guys, we're the 40-year-old FUQ boys. There was a moment in time where you went to the mall, you got a girl's phone number on a piece of paper. And so think about
good old
this.
days.
Remember,
that's what you're talking about.
And then you call and be like, yo, how do I get to your crib? All right, so when you're on South Academy, you take a left on Hancock. You had to write down directions, and then if you didn't figure it out, there's no cell phone, bro. And so he's like, yeah, how do I get there? There wasn't like a text like, yo, GPS me. So this story resonates because it's so funny because people don't realize the tactics. You actually had to know how to read a map to get to a girl's house at some point. And you know what I'm saying? Like, dude.
Bro, when I started rapping to chicks, bro, I had to navigate by the stars. I had to use one of those, what do they call it, a sextant? So I could gauge, okay, the sun's position, that means I'm headed north.
Ain't it wild? Like and I remember this because when I was telling people how to get to my house, you need to know all the street names.
Yeah,
you need to know. Take a left on Squire.
You know where the Target is? You got to go like 2 blocks past the Target. Then you're going to see like this, you're going to see like a trailer parked in front of this dude's house. You can't miss it because it looks like it got burnt down. You would just have to give these type of directions so that people be like, oh, there's the burnt trailer. There's the meth trailer.
Am I wrong? Didn't girls used to give the worst directions?
Of course,
like all my homies were like, take a left on Leedsdale, take a right on 5 blocks up, take a left on here. They'd be like, okay, so there's like a McDonald's. Then you'd want to take a left, but then when you get to KFC, take a right. You're like, yo, what is the street name, shorty?
Yes. And when I started rapping at the mall, I was probably 13 or 14. So I would I remember getting girls' numbers and then going to their house before I had a car at like 14, 15 years old. And then you had to check the bus map to see which bus went in that direction.
Dude, I was on my Daniel LaRusso. My mom used to take me to pick up shorties and we'd go to the movies. I remember anyway, let's get into this. I could go on forever about shorty life, bro. That first movie with the homegirl, you know what I'm saying? That first touch, you're like, and you stand at attention, like you're like, what is this, homie? Dang, I got another homie.
How do we find always a way to go from, well, I guess he was talking about me and
he's going on a date, man.
We're not going too far off path.
So at this point, I'm really having a battle with myself. Because I'm thinking I can't do this, right? I'm like, I can't do this, but my dick's going, no, come on, man, we can do this, all right? Just relax. Pull yourself together and get on the goddamn train, right? So as always, I listen to my dick. Oh yeah, I get on the train. By the time I get up there, it's like 5 or 4 in the morning, right? I'm staying on like Malcolm X and like Danny Glover or some shit, right? I don't even know where the hell I'm at. But I see the street I want to go up. I want to go up St. Nick. I can literally see her apartment building, but there's like 5 or 6 black dudes standing right on the corner, right where I want to walk by. I'm like, fuck! Felt like I was on like some reality show at that point, like some sort of like white guy survivor. It was ridiculous. So I'm thinking, I gotta walk right by these guys, right? You know what's funny? I think that they were actually more surprised to see me than I was scared, you know? And I was really, really scared, you know, but I'm also really, really white, you know? Like shockingly Caucasian. You know what I mean? Like if you're not ready for me, I can like surprise you. No, especially if you live up there. You've probably seen a white person for hours, possibly days. So when I show up, it's almost like magical. Like a leprechaun came out of nowhere, you know? Felt like I should have had like a little pot of gold, like a rainbow behind me. Top of the morning to you, latte. Kind of danced my way past them. But it's been going all right, you know? Once I get in her apartment, I'm fine, you know? I relax, sit down, you know, watch a hip-hop countdown. Pretend like I know the groups, you know what I mean? It's just getting there that's a fucking pain in the ass. But you know, I don't get mad at it, because I figure, you know, black dudes gotta go through the same shit though, right? When you go out to the suburbs, go fuck a white girl, right? Just that same awful feeling of just leaving your people behind, you know, just less and less of you as you're fucking driving out there. Probably start off lean and you're all fucking cool. 20 minutes in, you're driving like 10 and 2, the radio's off, like, dude, I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit at all. There's too much grass, I don't see any rims. This is fucked up. None of the windows are tinted. I can clearly see white people in every car. This is fucked up. Listen, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Damn, he went crazy. Because at first I was like, yo, he's kind of going in on the profile. But then he just flipped it at the end and just made it all cohesive, bro. Because it is real. It's like that tribal.
Yeah,
you know
people want to get mad, but I'm going to be real with you. When I was in New York City, out there living with my dad, we would typically stay in this one little area, right? Like this place, Tompkins Square Park, Lower East Side. Nice summer day. One day I decide I want to go exploring a little bit. I'm going to go walk around this area, go a little bit lower, closer to the river. I think it was like A or B Street, something like that. Anyways, never been down there. Middle of the day, thinking like, what could go wrong, right? So I go down, summertime, people are, you know, having a good time, whatever. I turn down a street, and all of a sudden, I see like 40 like Puerto Ricans on a stoop. And I'm like, you know, whatever. Who cares? Not a big deal. I'm walking. I get closer, and they just start looking at me like, what the hell? One of them literally is like, yo, white boy, you lost? The fuck are you doing in our neighborhood? And I look over, and, you know, that was the wrong thing to do, because I look at them, and as soon as I do, like 5 of them get up from the stoop. Right? One of them lifts up his shirt and has a gun. He's like, yo, you're in the wrong neighborhood, homie. And I'm like, oh, okay. Just like walked my ass out of there. So regardless, you know what I mean? I took a wrong turn. They did not expect me to be in that neighborhood. Who knows? Maybe thought I was a narc or something like that. Yeah. Who knows? But people act like everything is like all, you know, this was in the 90s too. Yeah.
Well, bro, like this was in the 80s for me. We went back to Harlem, New York, to move my grandmother out of the hood and move her out to California. And this is one of the memories that I have as a child, was like being close to the street and a car just like almost hitting me and be like, get out the street, little motherfucker. And I was like, damn, bro, I had to be like 4 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember that, maybe 3.5 or something. Now, what the hell am I doing close to the street like that? You know, maybe that's a good learning lesson. But I just remember that. And I was just like, God dang. I just remember like potentially almost getting hit by a car. I don't know. I just remember that. Like, and I'm 43 now. So think about that. Was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. And so like I've always had this weird thing for New York because my dad's from Harlem. So I always loved the culture and always wanted to be that underground backpack hip hop dude. Like, oh, like I'm on some East Coast. But I never liked, like every time I went out there, that hustle and bustle they have, that there's a little bit of hostility in the air where that, you know, they say it, if you could make it in New York, you could make it anywhere. I just wasn't with that energy. So I've always kind of steered away from that big city. Like there's something like dope about the big city, but there's also where I'm like, all right, I like my little mountains and cabin. You know
I mean, I was like 15, turned 16 in on the East Coast in New York. So it's like, that was such a huge part of my life because that's where I got introduced to not introduced, but like, you know, the Wu-Tang Clan. That was the first time I heard it playing on the radio. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's where I fell in love with East Coast hip hop. Yeah. You know, and that was just huge turning point in my life. Then all the like food and the vendors and, you know, it was a magical time because it was right before Giuliani like cleaned up everything.
I remember the rappers used to just diss Giuliani. It's so crazy. And then now fast forward, bro. Anyway, dude, we got to bring Bill Burr back. He makes us laugh and he makes us get good ass conversations. And if you guys enjoy it, well, then we're just in here like swimwear. So anyways, you guys like, share, and comment on all the content. If you're rocking with your boy, subscribe. That was Bill Burr.
Yeah, let us know if you want to see more. We've been talking about doing some Bo Burnham ones as well. So if y'all like the comedy takes, let us know.
Let's get it. Shorty, 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ, boy.